Welcome everyone. Today's discussion focuses on the exciting intersection of robotic process automation (RPA) and its potential to drive sustainability across various industries. The telecommunications sector, for instance, faces a unique challenge balancing the rapid rollout of 5G networks with fierce competition from tech giants and a growing emphasis on environmental responsibilities. This includes everything from procuring low emission hardware to optimizing data center footprints. That's where RPA comes in. We will be exploring how strategically leveraging RPA can go beyond simply saving cost. Instead, it can be a pivotal tool in achieving sustainability goals by fostering operational efficiencies and promoting environmental responsibility. RPA can be a key enabler in mitigating climate change impacts, and we will be diving deep into how that's achieved. So let's get started. I am joined today by Apurva, who will be guiding us through the specific use cases and benefits of RPA in driving sustainability. So Apurva, what according to you would be the key benefits and use cases promoting the RPA-driven sustainability?
Hey guys, it's great to be back. This is Apurva. And Ajinkya, I think it's only logical that now we are at that stage of the conversation where we started from RPA driving sustainability. We realized the importance, the need, and exactly how it functioned. Then we talked about intelligent automation and how it is driving sustainability. And logically now we are talking about the use cases, or how is actually RPA enabling sustainability. What could be the use cases, which all industry verticals we could be considering, right? So again, a topic very close to my heart, but I could go on and on, but I'm restricting my discussion for primarily 3 industry verticals. We'll proceed. It's telecom, BFSI, and energy, right? So in general, Ajinkya, if we have to see, I think sustainability, it encompasses the energy conservation, paperless processes are enabled, efficient supply chain is also enabled, and amongst these things, I think multiple other things, they are also enabled through RPA, right? RPA obviously avails or enables several hundreds or thousands of benefits are there associated with the telecom sector. We'll just try to go through some of them, right? To start with, I think we'll go through some of the cliched benefits, so to speak. One could be process optimization, wherein we have already discussed that, RPA streamlines the operations, it minimizes relevant waste, which is inherent to manual processes, including, paper-based documentation. And obviously, because of all this, sustainability factor of the ecology is obviously maintained and balanced out. We also talk about workforce empowerment, right? We had touched upon that, but I'll try to elaborate in this context again. RPA, obviously, it frees up employees from repetitive tasks, allowing, the enterprise, the department, and the employees to focus on the sustainability initiatives. The resources or the enterprise as a whole, I think they could contribute for valuable insights. Exact strategies could be put into picture. And obviously wasteful reduction is reduced and environmental preservation can be focused upon. We go to some of the technical aspects, how RPA could be benefiting, the telecom sector. Data analysis, right? If we are talking about the telecom sector nowadays digitization is everywhere, and so is it in the telecom sector. By integrating RPA with AI, the telecom operators, the manual telecom operators, they can efficiently analyze vast chunks of data sets, leading to generation of critical insights in relation to network optimization, and obviously as a result sustainability can be achieved. When we're talking about the telecom sector, obviously it's a customer facing sector, right? The entire sector is customer facing. So we need to understand that, the primary RPA driven solutions, they are normally now coupled with IoT. They enable speedy and timely resolution, again enhancing customer satisfaction and simultaneously curbing the carbon emissions. So basically, the customer service definitely increases, or the customer enablement can happen more effectively. We are talking about network maintenance round, right? I mean, utilizing the specific IoT devices. RPA obviously it swiftly identifies and rectifies the dormant cells or the dormant sets of data, so to speak, or the dormant cells as they call it. It leads to optimizing the network performance without significant manual intervention. As a result, again, the cost is saved, the time is saved, and ultimately there is a significant positive impact on the environment, right? We also need to understand that the trio of RPA, analytics, and AI, it streamlines the network monitoring in an end-to-end fashion. It aids in the swift resolution of issues. For example, nowadays globally, I think the dropped calls is a major issue, right? Or slow internet speeds. Again, something that, especially the post-pandemic, the work from home environment or the work from home culture enabled society, I think they have to face that a lot. So basically, enhanced network management through RPA within the telecom sector can be achieved. It ultimately again leads to sustainability and overall reduced resource consumption. So that was about the telecom sector. We could move ahead. The BFSI sector, right? I think one of the most highly anticipated turnarounds within sectors globally has happened within the BFSI sector, thanks to the inclusion and voracious inclusion of RPA, right? It needs to be understood. Let me set some context first here. As stakeholders are emphasizing on the adherence to various ESG compliances the world over, banks are obviously simultaneously they are pressurized to meet not only the compliance adherence from a technical perspective or from a BFSI perspective, but also from the sustainability target perspective as well. Thus, to cope with the ever-increasing data volumes, the data sets, the customer demands, the customer data and whatnot, more and more of the BFSI players, they are actively gravitating towards adoption of RPA in order to streamline their operations, obviously. By simplifying the compliance adherence, RPA providers, they are basically empowering the banks across the globe to not only meet their ESG targets, their ESG compliance adherence, and the associated aspirations. They are also aligning with the ethos of the stakeholders that are involved, right? That was just kind of setting the ground for what is about to come from my side. If we have to get into the real nitty-gritties, I would say that, factors like customer information verification, RPA, I think, operates bang on that, because I would say that RPA accelerates the customer verification loan processing really speedily, because it automates the customer validation process, the customer data validation process from the concerned government websites and other personal data information websites, right? As a result, I think RPA implementation in banking has greatly fastened up or fast-tracked. It has become swift and iterative. It allows for shorter testing cycles and saving the crucial time in terms of the deployment phase of any BFSI related software, right? We need to consider that again BFSI is a very customer facing industry vertical, right? Which involves thousands and lakhs and crores of customers, right? So RPA also streamlines as basic but as important an activity like the account opening, right? How it does that? It does that by reducing the errors. It enhances the data quality by eliminating some basic transcription errors between the concurrent systems, and it saves times not only for the customer but for the bank as well, obviously. If you're talking about the customer, if you're talking about bank opening, it needs to be understood that relevant decision making, for example, avoidance of errors or other wrongdoings in terms of the customers and in terms of the bank as well, these are greatly reduced. How you might ask, how does it do that, right? So basically, due to real-time data, real-time decision making, real-time insights, RPA facilitates the streamlined and informed decision making to another level, right? And thus optimization of the resources, allocation of the resources in an optimized way, and strategic planning can be duly achieved. In terms of customers, if we have to say, we talked about account opening, we talked about some other compliances as well, right? It needs to be understood that something as important to the customer as loan processing, right? So RPA drastically reduces the loan processing time from, say, otherwise it would have taken somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes if it was a completely employee facing or a resource facing aspect in terms of the bank. It reduces it to as low as 10 to 15 minutes, and I think that is like a 50% positive jump out there, improving the overall process efficiency, right? We talked about certain nitty-gritties when the bank and customer face each other. So all in all, I would say that entire fast tracking of the entire fast tracking of the banking operation, and as a result, efficient business execution can be made possible due to the infusion of RPA into the BFSI sector, right? RPA enables the banks to obviously respond promptly to the customer needs. It frees up critical resource time from the meager administrative tasks, right? This could further be focused upon, the time could be further focused upon productive endeavors, resulting in an enhanced and nuanced customer experience, which is greatly uplifted and, optimizing the resource utilization as a whole. Let's move forward. It goes without saying that despite the initial training and infrastructure costs which are needed, basically what I'm trying to say here is, despite a little kind of humongous, the implementation costs that are involved for RPA, still it's absolutely worth it, because RPA surely boosts the functional efficiency significantly within, the first couple of years of its implementation, and effectively it supports the sustainable banking practices that are involved, ultimately aligning the BFSI sector to its sustainability goals, right? I have another point out here, which is a little technical in terms of RPA, right? If you want to implement RPA, basically you're trying to automate the entire system, and it is here, like unlike the traditional automation solutions or the traditional automation techniques, RPA requires minimal to no coding, which nowadays people call it as low code or no code, right? So basically, because of that, it simplifies the entire creation, implementation, and the maintenance aspects of the process. Ultimately, it ensures hassle-free end-to-end operations, and because there is a big worry within RPA implementers, like if there are any changes to be made, how effectively could they be made, whether the implementation can go smoothly, and I think this point addresses that point really well. Also, there are certain other points like RPA bots are known to swiftly integrate the current process changes. They offer flexibility and quicker adaptation. Basically, they accommodate the customized and evolving business scenarios or requirements as per the need of that current industry in a very optimized frame, and hence we can surely say that injecting RPA into the BFSI sector for sustainability purposes, it basically enhances and increases the change adaptability, right? A last point that comes to my mind here is that, contrary to some beliefs, RPA not only enhances the operational efficiency, but it also saves the cost significantly. Further, upon a detailed research or analysis, it has been observed that almost 20 to 25% in the overall expenses have been mitigated or have been reduced down consistently. It promotes ample financial stability for the organization once the RPA is successfully implemented. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is RPA is definitely a cost-efficient solution that could be implemented in the BFSI sector. Let's move ahead. A sector that is very close to my heart, the energy sector, right? In the first video, I had mentioned that talks about sustainability, talks about carbon footprint, talks about mitigating the environmental changes. All of that began, Ajinkya, in the manufacturing sector or the energy sector. So we need to address the point as to, in the ever dynamic landscape of the energy generation, RPA does play a pivotal role, transforming aspects which could range as widely from plant operations to the performance monitoring, right? Let's dive deeper into that. RPA basically streamlines the large-scale plant operations. It ensures a standardized and a customized efficiency and accuracy ratings. It also standardizes the end-to-end procedures because safety is of prime importance when you talk about the energy sector, right? It also revolutionizes the maintenance procedures or the repair work, employing predictive maintenance techniques in order to forecast the random events that occur or the random anomalies that might be occurring. Obviously, this what it leads to is it promotes minimized downtime and reduced cost, because it needs to be understood that when we're talking about the energy sector, safety is of a prime concern, because the scale and magnitude at which the energy sectors operate, even if something as small as a code getting wrong, I think the entire plant, of that energy plant, that could get devastated, right? So the stakes are high, and so is the concern for RPA, right? Additionally, we need to understand that RPA efficiently optimizes the performance monitoring, by aggregating and analyzing and understanding diverse data sets, which are, and it does that at a very swift and on point rate, right? So the decision making could be on point and real time. Furthermore, we should be talking about IoT, because integration with IoT enhances the pre-existing capabilities of RPA. It facilitates autonomous actions based on the real-time data, right? So it needs to be addressed right now that RPA's synergy with the renewable energy management system, it further boosts the enterprise efficiency, it boosts the employee efficiency as well, and it emphasizes on the vital role that RPA plays in the context of sustainability within the energy sector. One more point that comes to my mind is integration of RPA with the smart grid management systems, because nowadays the talk is entirely about smart grid management systems, which are IoT enabled, which are connected, and even it's not just the case that the systems within the one particular plant are connected. Even plants operated by the same particular owner across different continents and time zones, they also can be monitored simultaneously, right? So in that sense, what it signifies is a transformative phase in the global energy sector, especially in the last 30 to 40 years. In this context, RPA obviously optimizes the energy distribution. It boosts and it simulates the operational efficiency simultaneously across different plants. It facilitates the real-time decision making, which is extremely critical in the smart grid systems. So ultimately, by automating the data aggregation and analysis, what RPA is actually enabling is it's creating an informed, curated, and specialized decision making scenario. It promotes dynamic adaptation according to the shifts of the employees, and ultimately predictive maintenance could also be taken into consideration. Outage management can be done very effectively, and basically a total and absolute synergistic approach towards advanced analytics, taking into consideration AI for an intelligent grid, could be taken into consideration. Let's move ahead. Ajinkya, I think it was a great conversation, and I keep repeating that RPA, a topic extremely close to my heart. We started with RPA driving sustainability. We went into intelligent automation driving sustainability. I think we have circled back with all the significant use cases for RPA and somewhat for intelligent automation as well. I would just like to say here that RPA, it rounds off, or it ticks all the right boxes, literally all the right boxes. It could, in terms of augmenting operational efficiency, predictive maintenance, performance monitoring, sustainability efforts, and whatnot. Ultimately, because of all this, it is propelling the enterprises across various industry verticals towards a future which is full of precision and environmental consciousness, while optimizing the processes. That goes without saying, right? Thus, in the current times, what I truly believe is that IT sustainability initiatives, which are the need of the hour, obviously, which could include low emissions on the hardware utilization and cloud migration and whatnot, they are evolving rapidly with the advent of RPA, and it's proving to be a deep and robust penetration for RPA in that regard, and this penetration would most likely 100% it would be continuing, right? Thus, RPA now plays an actual pivotal and a global role in the sustainability efforts. It could be ranging from clean energy provisioning in, just to add to this, I think where all the touch points for RPA could be, right? It could be as random as, ranging from the clean energy provisioning in undeserved areas, COVID-19 detection in buildings or areas or regions or families, and many other things, right? RPA has also actually proven very crucial in reducing the plastic waste, identifying the plastic waste, supporting the farmers in crop management, financial planning for enterprises, for families, for individuals, and whatnot, right? Clearly, I mean, it's very obvious, right? RPA's versatility is almost limitless. Intelligent automation, obviously, its versatility is also limitless. And what this showcases actually is that its potential to address diverse environmental challenges, and how to mitigate them strategically, and strongly positioning itself as an extremely important tool for sustainability, cutting across the circles of individual employees, customers, enterprises, industries, verticals, and whatnot. So those were the 2 cents from my side, Ajinkya.
Thank you, Apurva, for that insights on the use cases and benefits of RPA in driving sustainability across various industries. It's clear that RPA has the potential to be a powerful tool for positive environmental impact.
Thank you so much.
This has been a very informative discussion on a topic of critical importance. I hope the audience has gained valuable insights into how RPA can leverage to create a more sustainable world. I would request all the viewers to share their thoughts in the comments below. We will be coming back with more such informational videos. Stay tuned.
Thank you, viewers.